All right. Hey, y'all. It is great to see you guys again. You have probably noticed that I have, for the most part, been gone for about a year. I got frustrated, burned out, too much going on, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Um, and decided to just focus on full-time job, getting it together, and really continuing to work that mindset piece that I needed, which has worked very well. I'm very excited to say, so I can't wait to teach some of that in my upcoming program, 30 Days to Visible. Some of you did that last year, and now, as promised, let me move this. As promised, it is coming back as a program, bigger, better, souped up. Um, just, I can't wait to put this out there again. But what some people may have noticed is that I've been talking about this. I've been talking about my podcast, etc., for a few months now. And so what I wanted to talk about is something that, it's going to be controversial for some, but why I'm doing a slow launch. So those of you who know me know that obviously, I'm busy with the full-time job. Those of you who know my story know about that. We can talk about that another day. So there's that. And then I've also actually got more chronic illnesses than I did a year ago. Well, I probably had it a year ago, but I didn't know it. That have really, really added and piled on. So I limit time, I limit energy, etc. And so I wanted to actually talk today about why I'm doing what I call a slow launch. Why is it taking so long to get these things done? Because if you ever watched me before, I was just constantly putting stuff out there, like lightning fast, lightning round. And I'm not doing that anymore. Although you are going to start to see some of that in the next month or two. I am hiring help. I do have new technology under the things I love section on my website if you want to see the new techie tools. But I wanted to talk about that because here's what happened to me. The first coach I had, a lot of you know who that was all about take action, take action, take action. The other coaches that I was rolling with, following, etc., take action, take action, take action. And it wasn't just take action, it was take immediate action, like do the thing. So if you watched me before, I was constantly putting shit out there because I am a creative. I can come up with ideas all day long. It's actually one of the things that makes me an outstanding coach, though, and strategist, because clients that work with me can come to me completely stuck on what to do as far as launches go and how to stand out. And this is a natural gift I have. This is why I was such a damn good Etsy seller, because I was so creative with my programs to obtain and retain customers and my packaging and just the whole thing. Toot my horn because I was really good. And it's a natural gift. But it's bad when you're the person trying to run a business and you're like, boom, boom, boom. Well, they tell me that I got to take action, got to take fast action, right? Immediate action. I know you guys heard it who are watching me. I would have 20 things. I mean, it's really kind of not an exaggeration. I go in and I look at my Kajabi and my member vault and my email. I have so many freaking things in there that I'm just mind blown. I'm like, how did I come up with all of this stuff? And then the other thing is way more than 2/3 of it never launched, never did anything with it. Like put it out there, got people interested and hyped up, and then nothing. That is not good for a business. It is not good to be that person, that flaky person who is putting shit out there like this because you got take action, take action, take action in your head without doing any planning. So this time I'm doing what I'm calling a slow launch. I signed up for Business by Design because I don't know. I think it's because he's so real and he makes it's no nonsense. I signed up for Business by Design with James Wedmore. Like, he is who I follow now. Like, that's it. Like, everybody else I was following, I legit just stopped because I have no need anymore. Like, I love this guy. So I'm going through that, learning how he does things. Granted, a lot of it's the same. Everybody teaches a lot of the same shit, right? But it's just a different way with him. He's a lot like me. Anybody who's coached with me or watched me knows that I'm very much, you can do this, or you can do this, or you can do something in the middle. You could try this, you could try that. Here's the gold standard if you want to do the norm. And here is the Susie style if you want to try something a little more out there. And so I just love that. So I'm going through that. I'm also very conscious of my health issues. I know that I get tired out of nowhere, symptoms out of nowhere, brain fog out of nowhere. And so I have to be conscious of that. And as I've always taught, there's ways around that. It's all about planning ahead and having a bank of content and having a plan and having help and that kind of thing, which is why I'm starting to dive into that realm. Well, let's talk about some of the other stuff I used to do, right? And then this is going to make a lot more sense. I used to get so exhausted from doing these 20, 30 things, all these balls in the air, trying to catch them and oh my gosh, that, if you've never had the kind of exhausted where you can't pick up a piece of paper off the counter and put it in the recycle bin, then you can't understand this. So that's not only the kind of exhausted I get with my illnesses, but it was the kind of exhausted that I was getting from my business from trying to do all of these things. I was, and again, just taking on way too much. Like, one person can't do all this stuff. And I did actually try to get help back then. I had horrible luck with VAs, with branding people. It was an awful experience, which is yet another thing I have to work through because I'm trying to get over that whole, my gosh, it went so badly. But I also have to understand that, not everybody has that experience, etc. So absolutely the feelings of not being enough. Again, I still go with, what I teach. If you don't feel like you're enough, you have to kind of figure out where that's coming from. And that's actually a lot of what I've done over the last year, which has also brought up more feelings that I have to work through. But nonetheless, definitely started that work many, many, many months ago. But I would feel that way. I would start feeling like I wasn't enough, not good enough. And then halfway through a launch, you would see me retreat. And if you are somebody who would roll with me before, if you really think about it, think about how all of my launches went. And you will think about that. You'll be like, yep, she did that all the time. Just not feeling prepared. I'm a person that I need some outlines, etc. I like to stay within the lines. I'm a stinker that way. But I do like to have an outline, like what I've got right now, just so that I stay on track, etc. ADD is strong in this one. But I just never felt prepared. I was putting stuff out there so fast that I never did a quality job. Taking action way too fast. I think we talked about that. Just super impulsive is what I would call it. And then, oh my gosh. I know this stuff. I know better. I coach people on it. And yet, this is the thing that we coaches do. Sometimes we don't take our own advice. But putting out random content in emails. So I would have, I had Meet Edgar. I could have done better. You've got categories. You can tell it to just send out like visibility posts, for instance, if you're launching something related to visibility. But nope. I had content with all different topics going out. Like, it just was not, it wasn't focused. It wasn't done the right way. Random content and emails, just crazy pants. So now we can come back to why I'm doing the slow launch. So this allows me to be prepared and be sure about what I'm doing. Like now I've had time, excuse me, to actually go through the program that I'm in, talk it through with other people, look at my outline, look at the content, and really figure out from A to Z, how am I going to get people there? Because everybody that goes through this thing should be successful, and they should do it with ease in as little time as possible. Like that is the goal, to finally get yourself out there, finally start seeing some results, and do it in not a lot of time. Because one of the things that I realized, this came up before, you know, there was so much content in this program that people would of course feel overwhelmed, not enough time. But granted, there were people who did amazing. Like they did the work, and I have the testimonials. Like, you know, I mean, within 2 weeks, I think I had 2 or 3 women who had discovery calls and shit right away. So, but there were other people. There were a lot of them who were just like, yeah, there's just so much. You know, long videos are tough for people, especially for adults. And you know, right now with family and all the things that are going on, and some people going back to work or working from home, nobody wants a bunch of 20-some minute videos. And I've got to tell you, you know, it really dawned on me going through the program that I'm in now. You know, truth be told, I had to 2x, 1.5x the videos. And actually my brain works that way anyway. It wasn't like I was being a bad girl and not paying attention. My brain moves fast anyway. You can probably tell when you watch me talk, that's just zoom, 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 zoom. So I actually take in information that way too, like a slow conversation. It's hard for me, very, very hard for me. So I thought about that, and I'm like, you know, when people went through, because I, of course, got feedback, when people went through 30 Days to Visible the first time, you know, a lot of people talked about the time thing. And so this time around, being very conscious of that. And again, what I'm talking about is being prepared, being sure that I'm doing it the right way, how to get people from A to Z, and make sure that the people who actually do the work have some real success and have something that they can reuse over and over and over again. Okay, you know, create the strategy. Here's my plan. Here's where I'm going to go get visible. Here's why I'm doing that. You know, it's night and day difference between what I used to do and doing this. And it feels good. Like it feels way better. Instead of just doing the thing fast and throwing shit at a wall. You know, like people who say that things don't have to be perfect, you know, don't wait till you're ready. That certainly works for some people, and it definitely works for people who struggle with just doing the thing. And I think that's perfectly fine. You know, if you're I don't know if I want to say if you're new at something, but in some cases, it's perfectly fine. But when you're launching something like what I'm launching, that you absolutely love to the core, that has already helped a bunch of women, there were 100 women in there, first round, that you know is going to make such a big impact on people, I think it needs a little more care than just flinging shit at a wall. Because there are results that people need, expect, and that I want them to have. My goal, even with all of the things that people come up with, right? I got busy, my kids, this, that, you know, people always come up with stuff and reasons why they don't finish programs. But my goal is still to have 90% of the people actually finish and have some kind of a result, which is a very high percentage. So it's important to me to do that. Again, high quality products. Yes, I'm looking at my notes because I'm getting distracted by the sunshine. High quality product, very important to me. Also, I want a very highly tailored launch. Remember I talked about just a minute ago, how I used to just put the content on rotate just to have something out there to get seen. I'm not doing that this time. Yes, there will be certainly different content. You know, I'm gonna start putting my quotes out there again. I just love them. I love my quotes. They're all my own. I love the message. I love the way that they make people feel. I love to see them shared, that they resonate. You know, certainly I'm going to put that out there. But you're going to see a lot of stuff about visibility and marketing and mindset over the next couple of months, because it relates. There's a process. You can't just wing something out there and actually put that kind of thought into it. You can't. I can't. Most people can't. Um, you know, maybe some people are just that smart that they can be like, okay, I'm going to throw this thing at the wall tomorrow, and these are the chunks of content, but not for me. I mean, you know, I had a meeting with someone the other day. He rocks. If you're watching, you know who you are, about all the content that I already have. Like, I'm scrolling through the number of live videos that I have because I want to repurpose, and I'm like, I have so much stuff. I don't even know where to start for this repurposing. And no, I'm not going to do it myself. I'll hire somebody to go through them. But just don't panic, people. Not putting my energy there. But I still have to pick out the ones that somebody goes through to do that. You know, I could put all that stuff out there, but that's just not what you want to be doing. So also lasered in emails, like not just throwing emails. Everybody knows I am not a lover of email. No, just winging the emails out there like I used to. Random, just random. No, not anymore. They've got to have purpose. They've got to, you know, have some meaning, some feels, something that matters. Because while I realize it's important to keep that communication going, it's also important to make sure that it's actually something that means something to people and that relates what you're trying to do at the moment, because otherwise it's confusing. Like, why is this girl talking about launches when she's doing a program on visibility? It's freaking confusing. All right. Mistakes I've made. So if you are somebody who's like resonating with this, I really want you to take it to heart and think about it and think about the process I'm going through. You know, there are certainly coaches and women out there that I know who are probably looking at me going, she's taking way too long. She's got all these excuses, blah, blah, blah. That is absolutely not the case. For someone like me who has this thing built in, it's actually from all of the coaching and stuff from past years that I'm working on getting out of my head. But the whole just do it fast. It takes time to work on that and really rebuild how you think through running your business and doing it in a way that works for you. So while I don't recommend the slow launch for everybody, because there are people who do make excuses and will never launch anything with this kind of method, it's going to work for me. And no, I'm not actually, like, I'm not going to wait until I have all the content redone before I start putting stuff out there. I'm not doing that. So I don't want anybody to think that that's what I'm doing. But I am making sure that my outline is there and that that the content is mapped out. Again, this is a program I'm doing again. So a lot of that's already there, but I want to tweak it, bring it, you know, add some things, make some things real more clear. The messaging section, I cannot wait to dive in and revamp that. The content creation and messaging. You guys are going to love it. And also, by the way, if you were in it before, I'm going to give you 50% off. And I do have the list of people who did it before. So if that is you, reach out to me. Reach out to me, though, on my personal messenger, or if you have my email address, reach out there. Because I don't know what the deal is with my business messenger and business Facebook page, but I just do not get notifications. It's crazy. So, but that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope it was helpful. If you are somebody who is like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that. I've been putting stuff out there like way too fast and then I don't follow through. Maybe this is something that work for you. I'm happy to talk through it with you and tell you how I'm doing it. You know, obviously my time is not free, but I would certainly be happy to do that at a lower cost for you, you know, like an hour visit or whatever. So, all right. Thank you for listening. And if you have questions, put them in the comments. I will get back with you on those as soon as I possibly can. Thank you. And I am so excited to be back. And I'm so pumped about this program. Yeah, I can't wait to take 30 women, maybe 50. I'm still trying to figure out how many I really want to do through this thing, but we'll figure that out very quickly. All right. Thanks, guys.